Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. What if I were to tell you that everything you know about skin typing was complete BS? Like everything. What if I told you it was a complete marketing ploy made in the early 1900s just for you to spend more of your hard-earned cash? Just to box you in to one particular category, oily, dry, combo, or normal, just so that you can buy more products. Would you believe me? Let's talk about the truth about skin type. I'm Dr. Alexa Stevens, a board-certified dermatologist with a degree in cosmetic chemistry. I bring my knowledge to you so that you can make the best skincare choices. If you like that kind of content, please subscribe and join our growing family. I would love to have you. All right, let's get into skin typing because this is pretty serious stuff. Once you learn your skin type, and to be honest, I like to call it skin pattern because skin typing is just all wrong. Let's be honest, who has normal skin? No one. It's all normal. It's normal to be a little oily sometimes dry. It's even normal to be very oily sometimes and very dry. It depends on what's going on in your life. Truth be told, your skin is a dynamic living organ. It's not going to just stay one thing all your life. It's supposed to fluctuate. In fact, it fluctuates all the time. It fluctuates throughout the month. Hello, first week of period where you have drier skin. Those estrogen, progesterone surges and plunges drive your skin's oil production. It's totally normal. Ever notice that when you go on vacation in a warmer climate, you feel like your skin is more oily? Or how about you go to a drier climate and you feel like your skin is really tight and itchy the first couple of days, and then you totally forget about your skin day 3? Well, that's because your skin has a natural moisturizing factor that actually changes with your environment. Your skin is very smart. So when you're in a really humid environment, natural moisturizing factor actually only is made in the upper epidermis. When you go to a drier environment, you actually have natural moisturizing factor being made throughout multiple layers of the epidermis. So this accounts for these changes that you're talking about throughout your skin. How about that time that you tried the fad diet that was really low in fat? Your skin felt a little bit more dry during that time. That was not by coincidence. Or did you go vegan or vegetarian and very low fat? If you are, you're most likely noticing that your skin is dry. And that is because you're missing cholesterol or fatty acid components, because your skin needs cholesterol to hold on to water. And you're needing a moisturizer that has cholesterol, ceramides, and fatty acids to help restore your skin barrier. This stuff is not by chance, guys. Your skin is dynamic and therefore it changes, and you have to learn how to change with it. So you need to learn your skin patterns. If it was simple, if it was really just oily, combo, normal, or dry, wouldn't we all be working around with perfect skin if it was truly broken down to being that black and white? Well, I don't know about you, but the majority of people I see are not walking around with perfect skin, and that's because it's pretty complicated. Or how about when your go-to favorite skincare products just stop working? Is it that your skin has all of a sudden built up resistance to these products, or is it more likely that your skin has actually changed and is no longer responding to the products that don't serve it? It's really important to work with your skin, to change with the patterns that your skin is changing with. So how the heck do you do that? Well, first, let's start with a little history lesson. In the early 1900s, Helena Rubinstein made the skin typing system. She invented the oily, dry, combo, normal skin type that we are accustomed to seeing. And you know what it was made for? Marketing, so that you would spend more of your hard-earned cash. You'd box yourself into this category and you'd be able to navigate the lovely aisles a little bit easier. I know you go down the skincare aisles now and you do need something to help you navigate it. So I understand why it was made, but I don't appreciate how it does not actually help you or your skin health. And the overall goal and pattern is to truly learn your skin patterns. So this skin typing system that we've all grown so accustomed to, that is more than 120 years old. Guys, why are we still doing anything that is more than 120 years old? It has not evolved in any way, yet everything else has evolved. We need to catch up. So, Was a skin typing system ever taught to me when I was an undergrad majoring in chemistry, minoring in biochem? No. What about during my cosmetic chemistry post-bac program? Nope. Must have learned it during medical school, right? Yeah, definitely not. Okay, so then I'm surely going to learn it during my internship year or residency, right? Let me check my medical books. Guys, this is Bologna. And this is actually just volume 2 of Bologna. This is one of the textbooks that we have to know front, back, and sidewards during dermatology residency. And I can assure you that nowhere in this book or the volume 1 of this book is there any information about skin type. And when I mean nada, nada. You know why? Because it doesn't freaking exist. It is something purely made up by marketing. And I'm not mad at it. It helps you navigate the skin aisles. But I'm going to help you navigate your skin, which is more likely going to give you much better results. It's much more important to help you navigate your skin patterns so that you have the best skin of your life and you know how to continuously change your routine to the patterns that your skin is showing you that it needs. You always want to know how to give your skin what it needs. Okay, so first let's just break down the traditional sense of skin typing. Dry skin. This would mean that your skin is dehydrated or that there is some type of impairment in your transepidermal water loss. So what is considered dry in the traditional sense, in dermatology textbooks, you were talking about someone who has an impairment in the skin barrier. They may even have eczema or atopic dermatitis. So we don't talk about just dry skin typing. There's usually something underlying going on. And the first way you would correct that is by correcting the skin barrier. So your traditional oily skin type in dermatology terms is going to be someone who produces more sebaceous oils or their sebaceous glands are more hyperactive. This could lead to things like sebaceous hyperplasia, or they may even be more prone to rosacea. And your traditional combination skin type is going to be where there's more oil production across the forehead and down the center of the face, or what is commonly known as the T-zone. In dermatology, this is most likely actually a condition called seborrheic dermatitis. That's where there is actually some flaking or dryness along the center of the nose, can even be around the mouth, can be in the brows, can be behind the ear. And then the T-zone across the forehead and down the center of the face is oily. That is classic seborrheic dermatitis if I've ever seen it. So while a lot of people do have combination skin, they most likely have seborrheic dermatitis. And then of course there's your normal skin type, in which all of this is balanced. So I like to just think of it as a balanced skin type. And let's be honest, guys, how many people do you know walking around with a balanced skin type? Everyone is some slight variation of oily, dry, or combination, because guess what? All of that is normal. It is normal to undergo skin changes throughout the month, throughout environmental changes, throughout hormonal changes, pregnancy, nursing, birth control, with its certain medications. If you change your diet, just genetics by itself all play a role in this really important pattern of skin change. There are 16 main factors that can actually change your skincare pattern: exercise, sleep, nutrition, stress, attitude, genes, cell function, your actual microbiome of your skin, smoking, medications, drug or alcohol use, sun exposure, environment, hormonal changes, whether that's pregnancy, nursing, menopause, birth control hormonal changes, procedures that you've done to your skin, your genetic makeup, and of course the skincare that you've been using can affect your skin patterns. This skin type fact will change your skin for life, for the better. Okay, so let's talk about the skin typing systems that we know, the ones that are already out there. There's the Fitzpatrick skin type, and this has absolutely nothing to do with skincare. This is in all of my dermatology textbooks, but this was developed by Dr. Fitzpatrick when he was doing a study on psoriasis. This is all about how someone responds to ultraviolet light. Do you burn or do you tan? This is about how your skin is affected by UV radiation or the UV rays of the sun. Again, absolutely nothing to do with skincare. It is your propensity to burn or tan when exposed to UV rays. And we also have the Bauman skin type system. This is a skin typing system that was developed by Dr. Leslie Bauman, a brilliant dermatologist in the Miami area who specializes in cosmetic dermatology and does a lot of research, scientifically backs evidence-based research on cosmetics and skincare. And she developed this system based off of the 4 main barriers or parameters of skin health: dehydration, inflammation, pigmentation, and aging. There's 16 different skin types that she's identified, and it is a play off of some of the traditional parameters. She looks at things like oily versus dry, pigmented versus non-pigment, sensitive versus resistant, and wrinkle-prone skin versus tight skin. So if you've not heard of this system and you are interested in determining your Bauman skin type, I would highly encourage that you look into that system. There's a book that you can read that's on Amazon that digs into it a little bit further. And you can also visit the Skin Type Solution website to learn more. Okay, guys, so those are the different skin typing systems that are out there. And now we're going to dig into how you can determine your skin pattern so that you can truly have the best skin of your life. So the first area that we're going to discuss is hydration, or what is normally known as oily or dry. So the first thing that you're going to do is actually wash your face with your normal go-to cleanser and leave it dry. Don't put anything on it for a full hour. If just the thought of this makes your skin cringe because you feel like you're going to be so tight, then you already know, my friend, you have dry skin. Why is this important? Well, if you are cleansing your skin with the wrong cleanser, you're actually going to further impair your skin membrane barrier and further cause more transepidermal water loss. So those with dry skin should definitely not use cleansers that are foamy or gel because those tend to draw out more water. I would suggest using a hydrating cleanser. Look for things like milk cleansers, lotion cleansers, creamy cleansers, so that they will help you minimize your transepidermal water loss. Okay, so now you've washed your face, you've not put anything on it, and you find that you have a lot of oil accumulating in certain parts of your face. This is leaning more towards the combination skin type. So you may want to look into see whether or not you have seborrheic dermatitis. Another thing to do would be to kind of check your scalp. If you find that you actually have excessive flaking or dandruff in your scalp, you're seeing some things on your shoulders, and you've got the flaking around your nose, behind your ears, and in your brows, I would suggest seeing a dermatologist because that is most likely seb derm. And you don't have to go to the derm office anymore. You can actually do teledermatology. There's a lot of dermatologists that are readily available for you online. Or if you're just looking for a more simple approach, I highly recommend niacinamide to someone who is both dry and oily because it's going to help to decrease the oil production but also repair your skin barrier at the same time. There won't be any stripping of the skin and there won't be any irritation that is caused from that. All right, what about if you've washed your face and you feel very oily already, or you feel greasy, like light is beaming and reflecting off of your skin? That means that you have excessive sebum production. You too can use niacinamide, but I highly would recommend something like a salicylic acid because the salicylic acid can really get down into the pores and help to clear things out. As far as a cleanser, your go-to is going to be a foamy cleanser because you want to remove the excessive lipids from your skin so that the next products that you actually put on your skin will penetrate it better. How about if you've washed your face and you don't feel dry and you don't feel oily? This means you have balanced skin. Bravo, my friend, you've either won the genetic lottery or you're already using the proper product. Okay, so now let's move on to what is considered inflammatory conditions in dermatology, whether you are sensitive or resistant to things. So this is where people say you have sensitive skin, and this is when you're intolerant to certain cosmetics. I like to call this cosmetic intolerant skin. So if you're feeling very itchy, do you burned, you turn red very easily if you use certain products. This means that you have a higher propensity to cosmetic intolerance, and this can be really common in rosacea. So if you have any background redness or pinkness on your cheeks, if you find that you flush very easily, if you're triggered by hot foods, spicy foods, emotional stress, or chocolate, you may not just have sensitive skin, you may actually have rosacea. And this is something I would certainly go to the dermatologist to see. But in the meantime, you definitely want to use products that are fragrance free, that don't have a lot of things added to them. The shorter the ingredients list on the back of your products, the better. If you have resistant skin, meaning that you've never experienced burning, dryness, or irritation from cosmetics, lucky you, you have a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to choosing products. Okay, so now let's talk about pigmentation. This is a big one because a lot of pigmentation does truly boil down to your genetics, but environment plays a huge role because, as you guys know, the UV rays are not a friend of anyone who suffers from pigmentation. So if you live in a climate with a high UV index or the sun is always out, you are constantly fighting the pigmentation battle. So if you found that you have brown patches on your skin or that you've developed brown patches after baby or hormonal changes, you may actually have melasma. If you just have small brown patches, you may have something called lentigos or solar lentigines, and this is from sun, frequently what people call sunspots. You may also just be more prone to pigmentation after an acne mark, so post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And when you choose products, you want to choose products that have the least irritating ingredients in there because anything that irritates your skin can cause it to pigment more. This is really important to know. And then lastly, let's talk about aging. So the best way that you can determine aging if you are younger is to actually look at your mom and dad. How have they aged? Look at your grandparents. Do they have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles? If not, do they have a lot of folding that's happening? Like, do they have heavy smile lines? If they have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, you want to be proactive and try and prevent that. If they don't have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, you too, my friend, have run the genetic lottery, but maybe they have a lot of folding, or maybe they have a lot of little black dots all over the face that you don't necessarily want. Again, it's time to be proactive. I actually am prone to something called DPN, so those little black dots that happen all over the face. A very famous person that has them is Morgan Freeman. My mom had a lot of them before I removed them for her, as did my grandmother and my aunts. So because I know that that's not something that I want on my skin and I don't want to deal with when they get so large that they actually connect, I actually remove mine when they're very small. And that gives me a less chance of scarring or any troubles or complications that can happen from them. So if you are someone who has a family history with lots of deep lines and wrinkles, you may want to start a retinoid or a bakuchiol. If you're someone who has a strong family history of smile lines, you may want to look into things that are going to help to build and boost your collagen and elastin and hyaluronic acid in your extracellular matrix so that you have less likely the development of developing those laugh lines. Now, if you're older and you're already noticing these skin changes happening, sometimes if they are superficial enough, you can actually get at them with a cream like retinols or peptides or growth factors. If they're deeper though, there are tons of cosmetic procedures that are non-invasive that can help you with this if it's something that bothers you. Okay, so now that you're familiar with the main patterns that influence how your skin both appears and behaves, inflammation, pigmentation, dehydration, and aging, I want you to do monthly check-ins with yourself so that you can make sure you're staying on top of your skin pattern and where it is and how those 16 different outside factors can be contributing to your current skin status. Knowing this and being cognizant of what is going on in your environment with your life, your stress, your sleep, etc., really can make a big difference. It is not about the products working for you. It is about you being able to determine where your skin is, what's happening, and then adjusting your products accordingly. I hope that this helped you. I sincerely hope that this video gave you a better insight into skin typing and your skin health and how your skin appears and responds and reacts to different outside factors. Hopefully you can now make better choices in your skin care and you won't think of skin typing in that traditional manner anymore. If you'd like to know more about a certain skin pattern and different products that I would recommend for that skin pattern, please just comment below and I'll be happy to make that video for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you as part of the family. Until next time, be well, guys.